Nobody on the planet called Nipsey Hussle Nipsey at a year old.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He got that
Yeah.
name later. He got
Yeah.
that name in high school or whatever, like he got that name later when he started rapping.
Mhm.
Nobody on the planet called him that as a baby.
Mhm.
So I couldn't say that. I
Right.
couldn't say Black Sam. I had to use their real names. I had to say Sammy. I had to say Ermius, and leave it up to the listener to get that. I had to hope that the listener would pick that up because that would be bad writing if I said Nipsey. It
Yeah.
was a little kid. His father called him Nipsey. No, he didn't. You can ask DeWitt if he ever called him Nipsey as a baby. The answer is going to be no.
Yeah.
I'll put my house on that. You know what I mean? So, as a writer, I had to make sure it was done the right way and hope that the listener got it.
Hi, my name is Raheem Nelson. I'm the visual artist behind The Mind of a Saint Illustrated, a collaborative project between myself and Skyzoo to commemorate the 2-year anniversary of the album The Mind of a Saint, which is inspired by Snowfall. This piece is called Purity, and it is one of the most popular tracks on the album, in my opinion, because Skyzoo paints a picture, pun intended, of what it would be like if Franklin Saint met the Nipsey Hussle family. Him as a child, his brother, and then their father. Painting the picture like if Franklin Saint, who's pictured here, met somebody that's in their community that is on the right path, doing the right thing, versus him, who is basically at this point in the story using drugs to fund his real estate empire, trying to go straight, but still stuck in the street life and really destroying communities. So, illustrating Nipsey and his brother. And when I first listened to the album, I wasn't even really familiar with Snowfall. I watched Snowfall after listening to the album. So just discovering that Skyzoo had created this scenario where they meet, I thought was really cool. And it's kind of something that I wish was actually in the show. I think that would have been really interesting. But really great scenario that I wanted to include in the book. The art book is referencing the album directly, so I wanted to make sure I paid attention to that. The album, of course, is inspired by Snowfall, but first and foremost, I wanted to make sure that I was referencing the scenarios that Skyzoo was creating. So the idea behind the piece is kind of like a disjointed family portrait where he's there, he's cordial, he's introducing himself. There's a line uh, that goes like where he's trying to hide the business that he does because he doesn't want the kids to see the kind of stuff that he's doing that he doesn't want them to know about because he is concerned about their innocence and is actually proud of how he is raising his boys, uh, Nip's father. So I thought that was really cool. I wanted to portray it like Franklin is there, he's interacting with them, like maybe they pose for a picture or something, but he's not really getting that close because he realizes that he is really destroying these communities. The line here is taken directly from the album. Man, I'm just doing my job being encouraging. This is my son Sammy, and my little one is Ermius. So the father is talking to Franklin, is kind of introducing everybody. And there were a lot of things that I could have picked up on to illustrate as the dialogue, but I thought this was the most important because if you're reading it and you haven't seen the show, maybe you haven't really listened to the album or listened to the album that much. This is like one of the most potent parts of the album and the song, I think, because it's like a turning point that really showcases Franklin is starting to grapple with the stuff he's doing in the community that's destroying everything around him, but he's not really willing to stop what he's doing. So I thought it was cool to illustrate that as a part of the story and just taking the line directly from Skyzoo and transplanting it into the book because it's supposed to be like if you're listening to the album and reading the book, you're able to get more out of it. So really proud of this piece, proud of creating like this jointed family portrait where he is questioning his place in the world and just what he's doing and looking at this father figure who is on the right path versus Franklin who is not. So a lot of themes at play there. And this is definitely one of my favorite pieces in the book. There are other ones as well, but this is one that I wanted to make sure that I highlighted because it was a potent part of the album that people went crazy over. and it's something that I knew I had to put in the book. So, The Mind of a Saint Illustrated is on sale for 1 week only. Make sure you grab your copies, and you'll be able to see more pieces like this. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel.